feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride away.
All right. Now, chat, I want to issue a big trigger warning. I'm like conflicted with kind of like dealing with this. You know, let me ask y'all because maybe, I don't have to show the footage. So here's the thing. Number one, in the media space, we're all different. I'm different from Adam. I'm different from Vlad. I'm different from Sean Cotton. There's certain things that maybe I would do, they wouldn't do. There's certain things they would do, I wouldn't do. I don't judge them, and I try not to judge them because of these things, because I realize we're all running the business, and I realize we also have different perspectives. Like, I'm not going to hate some, like, I've realized, like, don't beef with the top tier media guys. Now, the rest of y'all little peons, I shit on y'all. But I've learned that we're all pushing forward some independent media shit, and I try not to, like even years ago when me and Adam got into it, obviously I cared about what the fuck I was upset about, but I'm glad that we kind of was able to cut that out because we're pushing the same line. Like, when I win, it helps Adam. If Adam wins, it helps me. It does, right? We're pushing the independent media line. Okay, anyway, the point is this. The Pop Smoke killer who did an interview with Adam, it's not something that I kind of love. I don't like it at all, actually. I'm actually even more disinterested because I'm hearing that he possibly was paid. However, I can't be a hypocrite and say I'm not also intrigued by the information that I've wondered about for a long time. What the fuck really happened? How the fuck 4 dudes get into a house? They knew the exact door to hit. They knew the exact time the person, Pop Smoke, the guy who had the money, was the most lacking. They went through the right door, the right time. He's the only one who got shot. Nobody else got shot. And that has been like one of those things that kind of, it plagues you in terms of questioning. Now, sometimes we get all those details seemingly in the court process. Like, for example, with X, I think we got all the information that we would ever need to hear through the court process. Like, through, obviously there was a cooperant there, and he spelled out the whole thing, but the detectives told us what they found out, this and third, and brought a lot of people on the stand. There's no question that we would have or need to have for the guys who killed X. But in this Pop Smoke thing, it was always interesting because apparently half of the people who ran into that house were minors. And because they were minors, we didn't hear too much about the case or know their identities. So we're left speculating on what happened. Did he get backdoored? Did a girl set him up? Is it because he had a party at the crib? Did he post the fucking thing at the door that showed he post like some shit that showed the address of where they were staying? How did they know? Was it a hit from somebody from New York? We hear that like after he got shot, the first 911 call came from New York. It's all type of shit we've been. So really, there is some intrigue in just trying to find the truth, and finding the truth to a lot of these situations is a path to understanding and accepting, and even mourning and grieving over the death of someone that you either liked or even you was a fan of. So one of the guys who was involved in the murder has gotten out. His name is Blockstar. Adam 22 of No Jumper. He did an interview with him. And again, I said earlier on the stream, which I still stand by, I do think this sets a dangerous precedence that puts me in a hot spot too, because, put it like this. Like, in chat, I very well know this. If I start offering interviews for everybody who kicks in somebody's door and people feel like Akademiks interview could get them from A to B, there's going to be more people that kick in niggas' doors. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you start interviewing killers of rappers and you're a rap outlet, you almost give the green light to people. Yo, like, people are ready. They'll kill a rapper to get some stripes in their hood or some whatever. People, if they think, oh shit, I could have a career after this because I smoked a rapper who claiming he tough, you might encourage. I'm not saying it's a direct correlation, but because we are rap media, I do think we have some type of duty to try to insulate the people who are rappers, right? You know, like we don't want to, you know, like for example, we wouldn't be like, hey, listen, everybody go check. Like we wouldn't announce how rappers would be lacking because that would just be irresponsible. So I kind of relate that to interviewing people who have killed rappers who aren't public figures. This kid is not a public figure. He's not a rapper. It's not like Quando Rondo and Lil Tim and King Von shit. It's none of that. This is some kid who was just going around kicking down doors, trying to rob people. Here's more additional reasons why I wouldn't do it. And again, Adam did do it, but that's him making his own decision. And also, I am wondering how New York is going to take it. First of all, my headquarters is based in New Jersey, 3 minutes away from a tunnel that leads into Manhattan. That's where my headquarters is at. It's like it's a hop and a skip away. Now, I don't know if New York is like LA or like some other places, like let's say Atlanta. Yeah, I guess Atlanta, if one of their major rappers was killed, they would all band together. But I know what Pop Smoke meant to a lot of people that I wouldn't be interested in interviewing this killer. Honestly. Right? Now, Adam, and I don't think the West Coast appreciates Pop Smoke that like how people on the East Coast do. So maybe that's why we probably have a different perspective. Like, Pop Smoke was going to be the guy. Like, I'm telling you, in the lineage of people who ran New York with an iron fist, Pop Smoke was going to be the guy. There's nobody comparable, no one close. He was going to run New York like no one else. If you're familiar with the drill movement, even as it moves to Bronx, you understand that, but you also understand what his death has done for the entire ecosphere. It's decimated a lot of things. He was going to bring New York drill commercially. You know how Dirk brought a lot of that Chicago drill shit commercially? He was going to bring it commercially for New York. So he does mean a lot. And those reasons, I'm like, yeah, I really want to hear from this guy. Or really, I think he tried to leverage the fact that we had posted that he got out of jail. He tried to leverage it against Adam. He's like, yo, Adam, Ak want to interview with us, and he's offering some money just to try to get more money. And Adam hit me, was like, Ak, wait, are you bidding on getting this guy's interview? And I'm like, yo, Adam, nigga, I wouldn't pay this motherfucker a coin. Now, I say all that to say, whatever Adam paid him, it is what it is. You can judge Adam if you want. Again, not the move I would have made, but I'm not going to sit here and fucking violate over it. Anyway, he did do an interview. I don't know if I should play it, if I'm like feeding into this, and I'm a hypocrite on my own words if I play it. And maybe I should probably just paraphrase. I did watch it. But also, I did look at it from this angle. And also on a business level, I don't even know if it's a smart move for Adam. I don't think there's a bunch of New York rappers that's going to want to come up to your platform after you just interviewed the killer of their beloved figure. I just don't think so. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. I've been wrong on some of these things a lot of times. People usually don't care. But I don't know. Okay? Somebody said interview. No, I've been waiting to interview Mike D. Mike D promised to interview. I'll definitely interview Mike D. Whenever Mike D wants to speak, he could talk to me. But I'm just not trying to, Like, there's certain parts of the interview the dude was like, yeah, I'm not sorry about it. He's like, yeah, I wish it could have went different, but I ain't sorry about it. It's like, yeah, that nigga rapped about killing. I was just like, now, granted, I don't want to be some soft cupcake pussy who's like, oh, okay, I'm just in my feelings because Pop Smoke died and I like his music, when he himself rapped about murder himself. But there's a tint to this. I'm a hip hop media outlet. Okay? I'm a hip hop media outlet, right? So it does matter. right? I'm not just a random media outlet that just look at violence as violence. I'm a hip hop media outlet that has promoted the brands of people like Pop Smoke. I've supported his rise. I've done that. You get what I'm saying? It's not just I'm news at 7 that just treats everything as everything. We're hip hop. Okay. Um, yeah, and I'm seeing a bunch of people say don't play it. Yeah, I'm not about to play it. Essentially, what he did say, I'll just give you like the breakdown, a little paraphrasing. He wouldn't give too much information. He kind of intimated that maybe he wasn't a trigger man and he was taking a rap for somebody else who was older. When he was caught or when this happened, he was like 15 or 16. So the reason why he's out, he got juvenile life. So when you get juvenile life, they let you out at like 21 or whatever the case is. And I don't know how he was in charge as an adult, but he got out and looked like, even in an interview, he didn't say too much. He wouldn't say how he found the address. He did say he didn't get backdoor by a woman or by somebody else or some ridiculous rumors that got backdoor by his friend. The guy said he didn't get backdoor at all, but he wouldn't say exactly how they got the address. Now, I have to believe he's being elusive because he's still not trying to say shit that would help incriminate the other guys that are still locked up, because there's an adult still locked up. And I think that guy's probably going to be appealing this and third. So it's one of those things where he's still not saying much, but he said enough. And he essentially kind of comes to the, why did you shoot him? Or even if you didn't shoot him, why was he shot? And they said, yo, it was just too much movement going on. Like, it was too much action, too much movement. And that's why people get shot. And it's kind of like a sad, non-dramatic climax of the whole thing. It's basically these guys who seemingly didn't know too much about Pop Smoke. He actually said he thought Pop Smoke was a model. He's like, yeah, I thought he was a model. You know what I mean? He didn't even know he was like, yo, this is like a gangster rapper out of New York. And he's basically saying the shit just kind of went left. And he said he was, after the killing, he was waiting every day, looking through. The guy doesn't seem like he's bragging too much, even though sometimes he gets arrogant. But he kind of seems remorseful. He's like, I wish it didn't happen. But he does say he's not sorry, which I don't know if you're not remorseful, but you're not sorry, what that is. But anyway. Let me see if he said anything else that's... Yeah, so he got the location. He won't tell people how. He won't exactly pinpoint or say if anybody else shot. He's probably protecting people. He talked about his time in prison. He did send condolences to the mom. He did say the guy nor no woman were involved in setting it up. And it kind of just comes across as, again, as an anticlimactic, wrong place, wrong time. Looks like maybe Pop Smoke may have put up a struggle and they felt they had to shoot him. It's just kind of sad. Unfortunately, that is the backdrop of what he's going on with. This is why we're not going to play it, right? So we're not going to play it because he's 100% trying to start some type of notoriety. He even admitted that he has a $1 million offer for a documentary, which again, just rewarding the people who killed your favorite hip hop stars, right? And I'm trying not to be a hypocrite because shit, let's think about the WAC 100 Keefe D thing. If Keefe D gets bonded out by WAC, all signs point to WAC getting some type of check and giving Keefe D a check for the production of either a movie or a documentary about the killing of Tupac. So, try not to be a hypocrite here, but I don't know. I think one thing was very clear to me. People on the West Coast don't give a fuck about Pop Smoke. Like, Pop Smoke was just like, On the East Coast, the nigga was the next coming, right? And maybe that's just a disconnect between coasts, because I think a lot of people on the East Coast, they don't give a fuck about West Coast shit. Like if you ask the average person on the East Coast, yo, Drake, yo, the ruler died, they're gonna be like, okay, they don't care. If you ask people on the West Coast, it's a big deal, right? So maybe it's just a coastal disconnect. Nevertheless, I'm not gonna show the video, and if I'm not gonna show the video, I mean, you guys are gonna look it up if you want to, but if I'm not gonna show the video, let's just move on, right? Okay.